Hi everybody, it's FIBO Group and you're watching to the Market Watch review. It seemed that the session started off well enough. Japan, South Korea, Taiwan, Australia, and Indian shares made significant gains in the Asia-Pacific region. Stoxx 600 in Europe started off strong, but yesterday's 0.55% gain was quickly undone. Futures in the USA are 0.6 to 0.8% lower. The dollar is on the rise today, and the euro has fallen to new lows of $1.03, a record for this time in 22 years. The Reserve Bank of Australia's 50 BP increase has not prevented a sharp fall in the Australian dollar. The gold price is still low, but it's above $1,800. August WTI was little changed at $108. Asian Pacific market. The Reserve Bank of Australia announced its second consecutive 50 BP rate increase. The cash rate target is now 1.35%, and further increases are possible. August 2nd is the next RBA meeting. Initial rallies saw the Australian dollar take out yesterday's highest before falling lower. Yesterday's low of $0.6795 was reached and it was sold. Japan's composite PMI and June services were slightly revised lower but still show signs of recovery. Although labor earnings improved, they were still disappointing. According to the Bank of Japan, inflation pressures cannot be sustained if wages remain low. With the initial rise in the U.S. 10-year yield, the dollar hit a three-day peak near JPY 136.35. The yields began to fall and the dollar dropped briefly below 135.60 during early European activity. Market of Europe. The flash readings of the Eurozone June service were slightly better than anticipated, and the composite PMI was slightly revised higher. It is still below 54.8, which it was in May. It's at its lowest level since February of last year. The euro fell under intense selling pressure and traded briefly below $1.03. The euro found a bid, but it was too late. The composite PMI and final UK June services were both revised higher. Separately, and most disappointingly, the UK June auto registrations declined 24.3% year-over-year, to their lowest level in 30 years. On August 4, the Bank of England meets and the market is still in favor of a 50 BP increase. Sterling has performed slightly better than the single European currency, and it is still above last week's low. Market of America. The U.S. releases May factory orders and revised durable good orders. The data will not move markets given the wider economic context. Today's Fed speakers are not scheduled, but Williams from the NY Fed will speak tomorrow before the June FOMC minutes. Canada reports May building permits. They are expected to fall for the third month in a row. The US dollar is now trading at CAD 1.2930, after falling to four-day lows yesterday. Support may now be found around CAD 1.29. That's all for me. Closely monitor the news background and be prepared for all the surprises of the market.